A very good morning to all my dear children. Welcome to Sir Michael's e-learning classes. My name is Francis sir, and today my dear children, we will be studying chapter number 19 of social science for standard 4. The name of the chapter is Rights and Duties. So let's read and understand this chapter. Constitution. After India's independence from the British rule, the newly formed Indian government framed a set of rules that would be a guide for them and the future government to govern the country. The set of rules according to which the government governs the country is known as Constitution. India has the world's longest written constitution. So after we got independence from the British rule, the newly formed government, it made a set of rules and regulations to follow, which we call as Constitution. And India has the longest written constitution. The Constitution of India was drafted by the drafting committee of the Constituent Assembly. Dr. Bhimrao Ramji Ambedkar was the chairman of the drafting committee. It came into effect on 26 January 1950 when India became a republic. This day is celebrated as a Republic Day. So this constitution, it was drafted by the drafting committee of the Constituent Assembly. And who was the chairman of this drafting committee? Dr. Bhimrao Ramji Ambedkar, which we see here. His photos over here. And this constitution came into effect on 26 January 1950 when we celebrate this day as the Republic Day. Now let's come to our fundamental rights. Fundamental rights refers to the rights given to every citizen of a country. These rights are given to ensure the well-being of citizens. So what do you mean fundamental rights, my children? It means the rights which is given to each and every citizen of a country, like you and me. And these rights are given to ensure the well-being of the citizens so that we can live nicely and peacefully. A person can move to the court to get these rights if they are denied. The Constitution of India gives every citizen 6 fundamental rights. So, if a person is denied from this right, he or she can go to the court, and we have 6 fundamental rights which the Constitution has given us. Let's see there. Number 1, right to equality. All citizens, irrespective of the religion, caste, sex, race, and place of birth, are equal before the law. So, first fundamental right is right to equality, which means that all citizens, irrespective of the religion, caste, sex, race, and place of birth, are equal before the law, whether it's rich or poor. Second, right to freedom. We are all free to speak, live, and travel within the country and choose any profession to earn a living. So, we all have the freedom to speak, live, and travel within the country and choose any profession as per our choice. The third fundamental right is right against exploitation. No person can be exploited made to work without pay. This right also does not allow employment of children below the age of 14 years in dangerous job. So the third fundamental right, my dear children, is right against exploitation. What do you mean exploitation? It means the action of treating someone unfairly in order to benefit from the work. So when we treat someone very badly in order to get work from them, that is known as exploitation. So the third fundamental right says that no person can be exploited to do or made to work forcefully. And it also tells that those children who are below the age of 14 years, they cannot be kept for dangerous jobs. Now we'll see fundamental rights number 14. Number 4, right to freedom of religion. Every citizen can practice the religion of their choice. All religions are treated equally in the eyes of the law. So the fourth fundamental right, my dear children, is the right to freedom of religion, which means we can practice any religion as per our choice, and all religions are treated equally as per the law. The fifth fundamental right is right to cultural and educational freedom, which means that we can develop and preserve a culture or language. This law in particular protects the rights of groups of people who are less in number and are commonly referred to as minorities. So the fifth fundamental right, my dear children, it says that we can develop and we can preserve a culture or language as per our choice. And this law also tells us to protect the rights of those people who are less in number and who are commonly known as minorities, which are very much small in group. The sixth and the last fundamental right is right to constitutional remedies, which means it allows every citizen to move to court if any of the rights are being denied to them. So if any person has been denied of any right, then he or she can go to the court. Now we'll see our fundamental duties. What are the fundamental duties? Just as the Constitution grants us rights, it also expects us to perform certain duties towards the country. Some of these are listed below. So, as the Constitution gives us right, it also tells us and expects us to perform certain duties towards the country. What are those fundamental duties, my dear children? Here are they. So number one, to abide by the Constitution, which means we must follow and respect the Constitution. Number two, to uphold and protect the sovereignty, unity, and integrity of the country, which means we must protect the sovereignty, unity of the country, and the peace of the country. Number three, to defend the country and render national services when called upon to do so. The third duty is that we must protect the country and we must give national service when the country tells us to do so. The fourth fundamental duty is to protect harmony and sense of brotherhood among citizens of the country, which means that we must protect the peace and harmony among us and throughout the country. The next is to safeguard public property, that is, we must protect the public property and must not destroy it. Next, we come to protect and improve the natural environment of the country, that is, we must protect and improve the natural environment of the country. The last fundamental duty is parents and guardians must give education opportunities to the children between the age of 6 to 14 years. The last fundamental duty is the parents and guardians, they must give education opportunities to the children who are between the age of 6 to 14 years. Now let's see the last part of the chapter, directive principle of state policy. What are these? Our constitution also lays down certain guidelines for the government to follow in policy making to ensure welfare of the people. These are known as the directive principle of state policy, which means that our constitution has given down guidelines for the government to follow regarding the policy making of the benefit of the people. These policies are known as directive principle of state policy. Some of the directive principles are listed below. Now, what are directive principles which we all get? Number one, equal pay for equal work. Number two, to secure living wage for a decent standard of life. That is, we must have equal pay for equal work. And second is, we must get a good amount of wage, that is income, for a decent standard of life. Number three, to promote economic and educational interest of the weaker section of the society. That is, we must promote the economic and educational interest of the weaker section of the society, which we call minorities. The last directive principle is provide free and compulsory education to all children up to the age of 14 years. So we must give free and compulsory education to all children up to the age of 14 years. So in this way, my dear children, we have completed chapter number 19 of social science for standard 4. Very soon we will be doing the question answers etc. of this particular chapter. Till then, revise. Thank you.